Pardon me, I'm hiccuping. So, so the difference with wedding cinema or wedding videography, you've seen people's videos before with the trailers, is that you record the whole wedding, of course. All right, with your DSLR, it's fine. You can do it with your DSLR. You all shoot Nikon or Sony or Canon?
Canon.
Okay, good. So it doesn't matter. I shoot Canon as well. So you record the whole video, and then you get the best parts to try to put the trailer together, okay, to try to see. The hardest part about, shooting is, of course, the equipment, the keeping the camera rolling and not thinking kind of like a photographer where you want to move around real quick. You know what I mean? You got to stay with a shot and let it unfold. That's what I want to say about wedding cinematography, right? We got to stay with the shot and let it unfold. So let's go through some of my raw footage. I think that'll be the best way for you to see. Just this past weekend, we shot 4 weddings, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I'm behind as heck. And then I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday wedding this week. Just August is just crazy for me for weekends. And it gets September not as busy, of course. But Saturday, Sunday, we did a photography. The other days did photography, videography. So start like this with the prep. You shot along with it, wedding cinematographers. You start with the prep. You get the story. I always like to, if the bride wants to, say some words. This is just a thing that I do. You don't have to do it. But if you have a little Rode microphone, get some words before they meet each other at the altar. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say, right. Hey, Cedric, what do you want to say to your wife? Like, unprovoked. I won't prepare them. I won't tell them. And I just ask them to say something. That's usually good. So, and I'm going to send you a wedding video checklist too. I'll email that to you. But the key is the audio. A lot of people get jammed up with the audio. And that'll be for another call. But the main thing I want you to get is the story and then putting in music to build the story. And you'll see the story unfolding all the time. And all it is like you'll see somebody get makeup, right? You'll see somebody get made up. You'll see somebody saying some vows. You'll see the groom saying some vows. So let's look at something. And then you cut back and forth in between it. That's how we edit it. So it's in linear fashion in order, Cedric, but yet it's not in order because you cut back to stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to cut back to stuff. So let me just let you see something on my screen so we can analyze it. And I'm thinking of a wedding right here that was done. Let me see a completed wedding. I'm on my computer, Andrea and Hayward. Let's just see their trailer. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, and you should be able to hear my audio. So I'm not going to watch a whole trailer, but I'm going to show you. So I usually start out with a drone shot, if you have a drone, or establishing shot of the area, okay? That's just usually, you start out with that. Something called establishing shot, okay? And all the establishing shot is, and if you know this stuff, just tell me. So I don't want to speak with stuff you know already, okay?
Right.
So establishing shot is just to show the environment. It's just to show that I'm at Hotel Monaco or whatever, National Harbor, what this is. So you see this right here?
Coming today.
That's establishing shot of the hotel. And
right. Okay.
I have the mother of the bride saying, "Thank you for coming today."
The wedding of my daughter to Mr. Hayward D. Wiggins.
So then I do a B-roll shot of.
I'm so happy.
I do a B-roll shot of the side. That's all it is. And then I go to her.
So happy that you are all here with us to celebrate this amazing day.
Okay, so she probably said a lot longer. This was back in May, this wedding. She said probably a lot longer stuff, but I try to get people in complete sentences. So we're happy that you celebrate this amazing day. Boom, cut, okay? So we cut there, and then we go to her makeup. Close shot. So we start with a wide, medium, then a tight of her looking at the makeup. I may film like 20 minutes of the makeup, all right? I may use 10 seconds at best, okay?
Right.
I may even use like 5 seconds.
I'm so happy to be here today.
And then I go to another speech. So with these highlight films, they're not just music videos. So We infuse speeches with background music, with especially if they have good speeches. They have good custom vows. Personal vows work really well for wedding videos. Okay, if they don't have wedding videos, if they don't have personal vows, if they have good people who do speeches, that's even better when for video. You know, for photos, like speeches, like whatever. But for video, speeches are king, okay,
Right.
and queen. So if they have terrible speeches, the last thing is the pastor has to say something funny, hopefully, or do something. If they have all three, you got a winner. You know what I mean?
Right. So when you're doing like you had the mother speaking in the first establishing shot, is that directly into the mic, or how you?
Yes, that's directly into, not to my mic, but how we're gonna go over audio later, but just so you get an overview of it, it's into the mic, the DJ's mic, like what she's speaking into now. But I have a Tascam or a Zoom plugged out of the mixing board or the speaker, so I get everybody's audio. So it's not onto my video camera mic. I have a separate recorder. Okay.
Gotcha.
What that is, and that's why my audio is so clean. It's just not my camera mic. You never use your camera mic. That's what amateurs do. So you're gonna use a recorder and plug into the DJ stuff. Okay, and once you set it, you can pretty much, once you set your levels, you can forget it. It works pretty well. So we see her speaking.
Celebrate the two of you and your union together. I'm just very honored to.
And I go there. Camera's a little shaky, but it's B-roll.
I, Andrea, take you, Hayward, to be my husband, my partner, my friend.
Just slow motion. This is during formals. When the photographer's doing formals, we say, "Hey, kiss, kiss." And see, we need motion instead of just standing there. And we move the camera. It's raining a little bit, but they did that. And they look at each other.
You just deserve the best. And Hayward, you know, she's found you. And
then I had another shot with a wide shot. So remember, I had a small shot of her, and then I had a wide shot of them looking at each other.
Right, up close.
I try to get them to stand by them. I don't like that. I didn't really like his head looking that way. But then the other option was her to stand on the other side of the room, and I could cut. So I have two cameras when I do speeches. Okay, if I'm shooting by myself too, and I'm shooting a wedding this Friday by myself, and I have two cameras, I'll say I'll get one camera on a person. Hopefully they stay still. What I know some cinematographers do, and a guy I trained under, he puts a mic stand. He tells people not to move. Now, Black people, that's very hard because some people move. You know what I mean? That's just what they're going to do out of the light. But if you have a mic stand and a light there, say, if you want to be on a video, please don't move. And I've done that before. People don't move usually, especially if they're nervous to speak. And she got a piece of paper, so she's pretty good. Okay. So anyway, you want to just go more B-roll. And then I go to the guys. Music, just him, put stuff together. Just more. Just, butting up, just more guy stuff.
I vow to be your constant love and support, your devoted partner in life.
That's his gift.
Today I promise you, my person and my best friend, that I would never give up, that I will always.
So what you hear here is him speaking into a mic. I lavalier mic'd him. You don't see his mouth, but that's a groom speaking, and I just get B-roll while he's speaking, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay? So that's just him saying his personal vows. Now, I can cut back to him to show that it's him, but just a choice. See, slow motion here.
I love you completely for all of my life.
More groom, a lot of groom shots, All right, let's stop. Then,
I love you from the bottom of my heart.
And then another speech with another guy, okay, and just more, the mother, that was real important, the mother, then the girl shot, then a bride. Everybody wants their robe shown, you know what I mean, the usual address. And this was important because her dad died. And you ask brides, what's important for you to capture? They'll tell you. Like, so she said she had her father who's died. This is on Memorial Day weekend. So her father died in the line of duty, and this is his thing from his uniform, Allen. So she got it sewn into a dress. So I'll make sure I got a shot of that. She told me that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like photography, you ask people, and some people don't know what they want. They say, "Oh, just capture a day." I say, any mementos, any tokens, anything that is, worth. Anything, you know what I mean, to go. Right. So anything like that. So then, of course, the hangers, and see that she had two dresses. So I did that, and then she had some little things like keepsakes, like how it is with wedding, with photography. Things, even though things aren't, they want details, right? Because they want to remember them. Even in video, things can't move, but you can move the camera. So like I did with this, they had all these sunglasses with everybody's name in their bridal party, drunk in love, you know. And I lined them up, and I just went like that. She's crying.
Today, I promise you, my person,
More
and my best friend.
B-roll.
I will never give up.
So she's
I will
laughing.
always believe in us. I will love you completely for all
Just-
of my life.
She's walking. So I'm just doing a lot of B-roll. And then I show them walking down. Just people walking down, just walking down the aisle. And then I show finally the pastor. So it's all choices. And they had a little ceremony. I knew that was important, but especially if they have, those weren't her children, those were his children. And I put that together. And then the kiss, always get the kiss. And then announcing, and then go from there to black. And then I hit the reception.
Your
Not
life is
yet.
going to be an exciting one.
So then I hit the details.
This new chapter in your lives is going to be an exciting one. May your days be filled with all that life has to offer.
So just
I
some stock
toast to you
music.
with this quote from
Okay.
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
And then, so basically, details. See, that's her dad. 2 cakes ahead of him coming in. First dance. You know, other speeches is him and his mom. She's an AKA, had that. Just all in the 6 minutes or less, try to get the whole day. And of course, there'll be stuff like that. I have a bride right now that say, oh, you have too much of this one person in here, and cut him out. Then the exit. You know what I mean? So pretty much in 6 minutes, I encompass the whole day. I want them, I want them to feel like they saw the best parts of the day and heard the best parts. So it's really about seeing and hearing. So anything that's significant. No, I didn't do the tosses on that one. I don't think I did. I may have done it. So it just depends. If they want that, if it's that important, and I usually put it in there, but it's just kind of a choice of what you put in there. But the key is audio builds the story, right? So anytime in video editing, it's all about a speech or some type of thing. Unless you make a music video, if you're just doing a highlight with no speech, it's a little easy. You just throwing stuff together, make sure it matches with the beat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How do you distinguish as far as time frame for a wedding? Like, is it a certain package that you do that's a certain length of time, or is it like a highlight, or?
So what videographers do? The highlights are like, this one was about 6 minutes, right? That's 6 minutes. If I'm doing a feature, which is longer, that's 15, 20 minutes. Or if I give you the documentary, and it's everything as it happens, with the ceremony in real time. That's boring as hell, but people want that. So you can sell each one of those, okay? So the highlight should be one package, all right? So some people are like, well, I'm not paying $2,500 for 6 minutes, Okay, that's fine. Oh, how about $1,500? That's $2,000 for 6 minute video. If you want the 15-minute video, $2,500. And if you want the documentary package, which everything, that's $3,800 to $3,900. You know what I mean?
Right.
The longer the video is, the more they pay. Now, I'll be honest, making a short video is harder than making a long one because you have to cut so much stuff that you film. So honestly, doing an edit that's just everything, and you just like putting it together is a lot easier than going back and forth, looking, doing transitions, and doing that. Because it's really about organization. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's about organization. So I'm going to show you my file. I'm going to show you a wedding that I need to edit. And I'm going to go back to my screen share. But it's about organization. So I think that once you get organized, I'm going to show you my folders of how I organize stuff. I think that will help. You want to see my folders?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what I have on my Mac. So these are, so this is, let's just see Francine and Rodney. So wedding. So I have a folder section. I have audio, I have the exports, if I have motion graphics, photos, if I take photos or something like that. And then I have the wedding video, okay? And then different cameras. So if I know somebody else shot a camera. All right, that's a wedding that's done. Let's show a wedding that's not done. It was Melanie. So this was a 2-day wedding, a Nigerian one. American Nigerian. So I had this guy with a traditional wedding. I had a camera, and then my colleague Cecil had a camera as well. So we went through his stuff. So, and then I go in, and then unfortunately he didn't have his time codes that we have 2 cameras. And this would kind of mess me up. It's kind of like with photography too. We shot this wedding.
Cameras.
Yeah, and I thought he did, and he didn't. I told him to do it. And I should have checked, but it makes it harder for me to edit because I got to go now instead of looking for something on the top. I got to like look through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it says 2018. It's the right date, but it says 2018, and that's the wrong date. So, but anyway, so he did the same thing I think on the next day too. Yeah, he did on the following day. But anyway, he has it. So this is just raw footage. Can you see the video I just put up or no?
No, I can't see.
Okay, let me stop.
It popped in, but then it popped out.
Let me see if I can share my desktop. All right, you should be able to see it now.
Mm-hmm.
You say you see it?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, this is the thing. That's the thing. So that's Cedric. Not Cedric. I'm sorry. This is Cecil. I'm right here. You see me right here? That's
right.
So he has a wide with a bouquet toss, and then once it goes up, I will switch to that cat. You know that I'm doing because the lady who caught it. You know, that's why it's wisdom in having two cameras. And you can do it by yourself. Truly, you can do it by yourself. I do it by myself all the time. But if you can have some help, it's always beneficial. You know.
Right.
And you don't need somebody necessarily who's experienced with wedding cinema. You just need them to be able to hold a camera. I mean, it helps if they experience, of course. I would lie to you about that. It's help. But they need to be able to hold a wide shot, especially for the safety shot. So, and how you position the ceremony and how you shoot a reception or something like that. So,
do you use a stabilizer or
a monopod? Yeah.
Monopod?
Yeah, use a monopod, a Manfrotto monopod. You got to. I mean, you only do handheld sometimes when I am doing dancing shots. You know what I mean? When I'm doing dancing shots and stuff like that. I have a gimbal, a Ronin, I hold with two hands. Some people use a glide cam and other stuff just to get those. That just make your production value look a little bit better. You don't have to have it, but it just makes your production value look better. It's like the difference of having off-camera flash and on-camera flash. You can do a wedding with on-camera flash forever, but if you have off-camera flash, your stuff is going to look a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Right. Gotcha.
Kind of thing. You don't need it, but if you're starting out, you don't go into gear debt and try to get all these stabilizers. Just get a monopod. You got to have a monopod with 3 feet, not no monopods. And I use it's called a Siri U, and I use a Manfrotto, and I like it. So you can't do handheld. And I have a regular tripod too, a heavy duty tripod. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that. A video light, you probably have that already. Some type of light that's on a battery, not that you can plug in. I used to go to weddings where they look for plugs all the time. I stopped that. I use battery powered lights now, you know? But you need a lot.
What do you prefer as far as that? Like, because I have lighting with the lighting. I said, what type of lighting with the battery packs do you suggest? I have lighting, but all those are, like you said, are plug-in lights.
Yeah, I don't like that because the reception, somebody trips over your lights all the time, and you can't move them around. So I like the I use the let me see what I use. I use the I'm about to go on B&H now. Let me just see, share my screen. Let me see. I use the what are the lights called? I should know, right? They're right in my thing. They're right in my thing. On camera lights. Yeah, it's not these icons, but they're like these, but they're not $39. Trust me, it's like $200 is on camera lights. Let me see which one.
Well, you can email it to me.
Yeah. I should have this right in my. I'm tired, man, so I don't know what the heck is going on. I know the name. It just escapes me right now. But if I look at it by on camera lights by price high to low, mine was like $200. Oh, what's $7,000? Jeez, these things are crazy high. You know, these things B&H be like, you say from high to low, you get it. But these lights that you can get, the light panels, not like these. It's a square light. It's like $220, $230. You got me. So, but you need some type of light to get on. Yeah, it's like these types of lights, these Lux, for the light I use. Yeah, man. So you need an on-camera light. That's battery powered. That can go on a tripod too. I'm not going to go on a that goes on a monopod. You know.
Right. Okay.
Like, you know, something like that. So, yeah, man. I'll just write a note to myself to send you the lights. Let me just write a note to my email you the lights I use. I have a brain freeze right now. I'll remember as soon as I get off the call with you. So anyway, it's pretty good, and I use Sony batteries, and I have a bunch of them, and I go from there, man. I go from there. I guess I could look at my account to see. That would be too much like right. But what other questions about gear? You need a Rode microphone, some just microphone to put on your thing. You need that. You have a microphone?
No, not yet. We had talked about that the last time we had talked. You said the Rode.
Yeah, Rode video mic. So yeah. So let me just go. Actually, if I share my screen now, I can show you the gear because I'm just going on my. And you'll have all this stuff recorded, so you can just scroll to it. So this is a monopod that I use. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Now you still need a head. You can use this without it, but you need a head. So this is just without the head. Okay. All right. That's a monopod. I like that monopod a lot. All right. So let's go to here. It is core right here. Duh. Here's what I use. Duh. Right here. This is what I use. Wow. More expensive than I thought. They can find it cheaper on Amazon. It's got one review. Maybe this is not the right one, but with battery kit. Let me see something. Yeah, I don't know why I had one review. This actually light is pretty good. And the bad thing about it is that the frosting thing does come off. But I just gaff tape it there. It's kind of new, but you can find it maybe cheaper. I bought this on 320. But that's the light I use, and it could go on a tripod. It's got 1 star, but it works fine. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, Manfrotto. This it's kind of expensive. This ball head. But it's good because it goes on your camera, and they can put that light on there instead of some cheap thing. If I'm spending $300 for a light, I don't want a $10 thing and my light to come off of that thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I know $50 is a lot for this little ball head, but this thing lasts like the Dickens, bro. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's that. This is a head that I use. So it's $2.9, and this is a head right here. Okay. Called a fluid head. Don't worry about screenshotting all this stuff. I'll give you the recording, so you'll have all this. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So this is the head I use. Monopod is essential, especially for receptions, and a light stand. You know, a light stand. So I think
you said a light stick.
Stand. Just a regular light stand. It could be whatever. So you can put the light on when you don't want it on your camera, because sometimes you don't want to be the video guy with a light in everybody's face. Sometimes you want to stand and bring somebody around. Or I have my assistant have a stand and just hold it. You know what I mean? So
right.
Either way, we get it done. Especially with speeches, I don't want a light. I don't like a directional when do speeches. I don't want an on-camera light and it just zoom in on somebody's face. You may want to put the light to the left, to the right, to create some dimension, some stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And especially the dimly lit reception. A lot of places are dimly lit, especially receptions, and they want to keep that ambiance, man. But I'll show you a reception that I did in Florida. I mean, it was. Whew. I looked at photographer's pictures. It looked like it was looks like it was at a stadium. But when I was there, it was like, man, the reception was really low. I mean,
how often do you change lenses while you're shooting video, or do you just use generally one type of lens? Or
now you want to go wide. So for the back. So for the safety shot, I have a 70-200. I keep that all the way in the back of the church or the thing. Just keep that rolling 70-200 or 24-70 or wide. I used to have a 24-105. And then if I'm in the front, so if I'm in the front, I would use this 24-70 as zoom lens, or I could use a prime. I shot a whole thing. I know somebody shoots a whole wedding video with a 50. I was like, really? Or I use a 35. I mean, it just depends how close I can get and how, you know what I mean? It just depends.
Right.
70 for its depth and the wideness of it. Or if that's too expensive, use a 24 to 105. You know, it's a cheaper.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Yeah,
the 24 to 105 already.
I shoot a whole wedding with that 24 to 105.
Okay.
I can shoot a whole wedding. You give me one lens, I would say it's only f4, so that's not the greatest aperture. So, but still, it can be stuff for dancing is wide enough. And for ceremonies, I can zoom in. You know, I get all the stuff I need. If I had one lens to shoot, somebody just gave me, I wouldn't even say the 50, because I would have to keep on moving my feet back. For photography, it's fine. I don't mind shooting primes for photography. For videography, I like zoom lenses. That's just me, because you got a tripod to carry around. You can't just be, you can't just a monopod. You can't just be, moving all around like that. You get people away already. So,
right.
So, yeah, man. 2470 and a one shot. So yeah, man. I think that's the best route right there. Yep. Editing, I suggest using either Premiere or Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is a little easier if you're just starting out, or you can go with the Premiere route. I use both.
Well, I have Premiere. What was the other one you just said?
Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut, okay.
Yeah, that's easier to me to get stuff out quicker. But there are people who love Final Cut Pro and do great jobs with it. There's people who hate it. Most people use Premiere because it's Adobe, Photoshop, Lightroom, this, Adobe. I use both. But if I don't know, you couldn't tell what's edited and what. I mean, it's just what tool works for you best. If I'm doing a multi-camera and doing a lot of stuff, I'm using Final Cut Pro. Like, I'm quicker in Final Cut Pro because I'm certified in it and taught it for so long. I'm good with Premiere too, but I'm just not as quick with it. And I'm always deadline. So unless I'm hiring, here's the thing, if you're hiring somebody out to edit for you, 90% of the time they should be using Premiere. Like the guys who work for me, and I know how to edit, but I do outsource editing a lot now, just because I'm so busy that and I don't enjoy editing like I used to anymore. So I'm to be honest, I don't enjoy it. I was just thinking that today before the call. I was like, I don't really enjoy it. I do it because I'm trying to get people off my list.
Totally understand.
Because I love it. But I mean, it's okay once I get a feel for it. But I use Final Cut Pro for let's show you. I'm gonna open the Final Cut Pro for multi-camera stuff. I want to show you real quick. I'm gonna screen share Final Cut Pro, and this is a wedding that I did, and that's just a dancing party. Let me see. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is a ceremony, and see, I had two cameras here and the audio. So if you look at my timeline, I just switch. Brian hasn't seen this yet, but I just switched between camera. I gave them a documentary at it. It's 36 minutes with the ceremony. And I had somebody, and I had actually a former bride. She didn't really know what to do. But I just said, just stay on the camera, and when they zoom in, I may have a communication device with her. And I say, zoom in, or do this, or do that. You know what I mean? I may have a communication device with her to say what I want her to do with the camera. And only during the ceremony. During the reception, not as much. But during the ceremony. Yeah. And this is another outdoor ceremony. And that's why I use this is called multi-camera editing. Okay, you can do this in Premiere. I just find it easier in Final Cut Pro. Now, some people may disagree with me. That's fine. I just know what works for me, and I just work with what works for me. You know what I mean? And it hasn't failed me yet. Now, I like doing trailers in Adobe Premiere. I don't know why, but I just did. Do I do all of them? Not really. But if I'm starting out from ground zero, I would be doing Final Cut Pro. Like if I'm just starting, just buy Final Cut Pro, man. It's just easier,
Mm-hmm. So you said Premiere will allow you to do multi-camera editing as well?
Yeah, but you can do everything you want with Adobe Premiere. I'm just saying the learning curve may be a little bit longer for you.
Right.
The learning curve may be a little bit longer for you, but you can do everything you want in Final Cut Pro. But if you want to take on the learning curve and have a more professional editor and just say what you do, use Premiere if you have time. If you don't have time, if you just want to jump right in, Final Cut Pro.
Right, because that's what I hadn't worked with Final Cut Pro at all. I don't think I've been learning with is Premiere. So,
Okay. Well, stick with it. You can do it in Premiere. You can do everything in Premiere. It's just I'm telling you what I prefer now, and it's just a preference. But I use Premiere, like real talk. I did that other edit you saw all in Premiere. You know what I got. You know what I mean? So I'm doing something personally I had in Premiere. So it's not, you know. But then I have another editor that's editing something for me in Final Cut. It's just harder for me to make changes. I like Premiere because if I send you a hard drive with raw footage and say, hey, Cedric, I want you to edit this for me. And then you can just send me the Premiere project file and some of the assets I created. And then if I have changes to them, I don't have to get the hard drive back. I can just make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like it. So if I mail you a hard drive, or I mail something a hard drive, I can just get the Premiere project file and then go back and forth. Instead of me with Final Cut Pro, it's just a pain to share edits. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
Who I outsource to have to use Premiere. It's not an option. You know? Yeah. It's not an option. So.
And generally, like, what do you, as far as camera setting and stuff like that, like, do you use as far as the Canon?
What do you mean? You say like white balance, or what are you talking about?
Well, as far as like aperture, ISO.
Yeah, I shoot. If you have 5D Mark III or 4, you can shoot high ISO. I go as high as 5,000 sometimes. I go 4,000, 5,000. Aperture just depends where you are. You know what I mean? I mean, just like photography. But you won't get grain. Now, people get scared. Like this guy this weekend, he's like, "Oh my God," and he was shooting with a T3. So of course, you go past 1,600, you get grain. But with our cameras, if you have an advanced camera, 5,000 ISO. I mean, I usually don't go past 5,000. I got a light at that time. But if it's a dark ceremony, if it's really dark, like really dark, and I've been in some dark places, they usually have lights at the altar. Like this weekend, it was a dark ceremony. And there was, I could show it to you, and it was this weekend, it's Saturday, and it was, you know, I think the guy was like, my assistant, he was like, "Oh my God, this is so dark, this is so dark. You had to put a light up there." I was like, "No," and even the coordinator came in there. It was like, "Hey, do you need to put lights on?" I was like, "No, it's a church. This is what the bride wanted." So, you know, I was like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, how dark it was in the ceremony. Let me show you. Let me see something. So that's a reception. Okay, let's go. Let's see. It's like 11 a.m. It was but just what the bride wanted. So if you look right here, can you see my screen? So you see. So if you see, you got that. But if you see in the back, it's another but dark. You know what I mean? Some people were freaked the heck out. Like, oh my God. I was just like, you know what? This is what she wanted. So I told her this is what she wants. If she ever complain, this is what you want. But look, he's lit. Now, could I put a light on him? Yeah, I could. But that groom is lit, you know? That's a 5,000 ISO. Now, do people do like that with video and pictures and zoom them up? And this is HD, 1080. Not really. It's fine. So if you see what she's walking, look how she's walking down. She's in the dark, right there, right? On the cell phones, and then she walks right into the light. Okay?
Gotcha.
There's a little place right where I knew. So before she walked in, me and my colleague, we did a screen test. I said I had the ability to go in there, and I knew right when she got there, she would be a perfect light. You know?
And what frame per second do you shoot in? 24
frames.
24 only?
Yeah. 60 when I'm dancing, I want to do slow motion, but 24 is where we shoot all the time. You know? So, you know, so that's what we did. You know what I mean? So 24, but she went there, and then see, it's still dark, but yet it's still light. But see how all that is light in the church? If I look at the back, and then have somebody singing, that's light. But then in the back, ambiance. So let me show you the back camera. That's this. Let me see this one. This is his shot. So that's how it looks from the back. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm there, so I'm up front. So when she's talking, I cross over. I have room to cross over to the right. So if you would see my camera movement, people are like, okay, you see me, I'm right there behind them. There's space. Then sometimes there's not space. And I got to be on this side or be somewhere else. But I cross over, and that's a 24-70. So I'm right there, and I'm a good bit away. You know what I mean? But you saw my shot, how far I was away, and then how clean my shot was, right?
Exactly.
This is all raw footage, bro. It's not edited or anything.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's not, yeah. So I just want to say this is all raw footage. It was just shot Saturday. You know what I mean? So it was just shot Saturday. So, and that's his, and that's my shot. That's my shot. Where people coming out. So that's where I was standing, and look how clean that is. That's where I was standing, getting that shot. You know? 24-70, just right at the church. All right. So they had a different kind of reception. So, and then this is my second shooter shot. You know, and see me right there. Now people say, "Well, you're in the shot. I don't want you to be in the shot." Well, who cares? We're focusing on them. So I would just use this, but I would really cut to my shot here. So not just to have me in the shot for so long. You know what I mean? And then I make that, and the photographer's in the shot. I don't care about that because I can cut if I have another camera. Look, I even got my cell phone up. I even lose it and he zooms out and see how close I am. Then I move back. See, I'm right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I move back. See, I move the camera back because I know one camera is moving at all. One camera is running at all times, and that's a key. You got to keep cameras running. You can't stop cameras because that's how you lose your edits. You know what I mean? You get it?
Yeah, missed the moment.
Yeah, you missed the moment, especially during a ceremony or something like that. So let's go to a wedding on my Friday wedding. So I had a wide shot with the ceremony. Again, always do a wide safety. All right. That's when the groom came in. Okay. And then this is a small wedding, like 40 people. It wasn't that like that big church. Wasn't a lot of room. I got him. And you see me. I'm right over here again. I'm with the photographer. I'm right there. 24-70 on a monopod. And then I leave the monopod alone. Look, I just left it alone because it stands up by itself.
Gotcha.
And it records, so I'm not in the way. And I just go back to check it. You know, and then the photographer stands right down there. And then I asked my second shooter to get him. I should have had a communication device to tell him. It's better you have a communication device to a ceremony because I can't just wave him. I have them. I just didn't bring them. I was like, hey, zoom in on the groom because I know what I want. Okay? Like, zoom in on the groom. I got the bride. And there's a bride walking down. You know? You see how small it is? And see how she just walked like the back of her dress, what she wants. Everybody got the cell phones, and then right there. And he moves. Okay? So let's look at my shot. So that's a wide shot. So that was at 6:40 p.m. So I'm going to look at my shot. 6:40 p.m. 6:37 p.m. Let's see what I got here. Okay. Let's choose. Maybe his time was off. 6:41. Let's see. Maybe I was 10 minutes ahead. I don't know. Okay. Or maybe I wasn't. Maybe he didn't adjust his camera. I don't know. But let me see something. I got to see where I was. Okay, that's after the wedding, so clearly here. Okay. It's detail shots. Can we see something? Nope. Okay, that's her. Okay. Let's see where I put her shots. 6:40.
Dr. Karen.
So when you're shooting weddings, do you put like time limits on, or like you just pretty much there all day? And
8 hours usually is a standard.
8 hours, okay.
Yeah, 4. Oh, here it is right here, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty much a standard. Here it is right here. It's 7:25. I don't know why the time is off. Yeah. So here's my shot right here of the bride. So you see, I got him. See that, and then you get the bride. My second shooter's right here. See him?
Mm-hmm.
So I just get her. I get her coming up. It's clean. It's in focus. Then I move. Now, I didn't move on the other side because it was a stage and it was tight. You know, you gotta use your best judgment when you're doing this.
Right.
I mean, it's just like common sense. Yeah, could I go on the stage with the pastor and move? I could have, but I was like, So what I would do, I would move to another side. Like I really want to get the bride's face. That's what I really want. But with this thing, I figured that Marcus had the clean shot right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. In essence, you always want to be on the bride side, but I always start out on the groom side, right? I always usually start out. I don't on the bride side. I always start out on this side, on the right side, because that's the side the bride's going to come down, right?
Right.
Right here, the bride's going to come down this side, the right side. Our right, her left. All right. Then I usually go over here, unless he's a crying groom or get some reaction, or I just go around and go in front of people and just go around and sit right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it just kind of depends. I mean, every wedding is different because every venue is different. Yeah, every wedding, like this wedding right here, I did Chip's camera where I got the crying groom, and yeah, you see this wedding. This is just down. I was on the left side that time. You know what I mean? I was on the right, so it's just where I was. It's just where I was. Then I got him, got them walking down. All right, got a little girl. So then go back to him, and then the bride is coming down again. The bride is coming down this side. So I'm on the right side for that. So then see she comes down. I usually like being on the other vantage point when she's coming down, but just on this wedding, I was just on that side. And then I got a good hug, and then they go here, and then I switch over. So then what happens?
Put that stamp on it.
I didn't know he was going to cry, but I was in the right side, unless I have another shooter, right? So I was on the right side.
Not to be standing here.
And I had a good shot of it. Now, I don't have her reaction. It would have been great if I had another camera person over here to get her reaction. But
and the person I want to grow old with.
Yeah.
But I hope that we can live forever and do everything that we plan to. I love you, Terry Michelle Cole.
So, yeah. So he does his thing. So when he does his crying like this, you know?
Right.
I was there. So I'll focus and it gets him focused because he moves, you know?
Gotcha.
Zoom in. I was like, okay.
My Superman.
Yeah, see? Like, I would have been all up in his face. Like, real talk, I'm the kind of dude that the videographer, like, I would invade somebody's personal space because I know how powerful the moment. No, I'm serious, though.
Right.
But I'm saying this video alone has probably gotten me so much business because, you know what I mean? And then if I want to, I will record something with that's a cell phone shot that I have while he's watching her walk down the aisle. It's not great lighting, but that's a cell phone shot. But like that right there is what I do. So here's a video real quick. It's like 2 minutes.
It was said that on December the 21st, 2012.
Now this is all coming from not that microphone. I have a lapel microphone right there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is different because the DJ was all the way upstairs and the speaker. I didn't feel like running up there. I said, screw it. I'm going to just, you make game time decisions, bro. You got to be flexible. Yeah. Can I use the DJ's mic? Yeah, I can. But sometimes I mic the groom. It just depends. Every wedding is different. And you got to be flexible enough to know.
Supposed to handle. Well, on that day,
I put some music behind it, some stock music.
Started a new beginning. For me, many things changed, but for the better. And it was all because of you. You opened my eyes.
I see how I cut. You see how I cut? See, I'm right there. See my camera?
Right.
And then I cut to that when he went down. As soon as he went down, because I didn't follow him down when he went down, I was wide enough that when he comes, you see the raw footage. See, he didn't go out of my shot. So the rookie cinematographer would have moved the camera down. You just keep the camera up unless he's totally out of your shot. And you know that your colleague got a wide shot. And you just
right.
So that's the thing, like little things like that. See how I kept my camera steady when he moved down? I didn't move down at all. Because I looked at it, and I saw he was in my frame. So I think don't try to follow action. Just let action follow you. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
Don't try to, every time somebody moves, don't try to move with them. Just let them come out of the frame sometimes. Let them do, because that's going to make you a better camera person for video. You know? If you try to everything, let action follow you. See, he gets back up. Boom. And then I go right there back to him. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets back up. And then there, boom.
You told me that life was actually about living and not just existing.
Okay.
You accepted me from day one.
Flaws and all.
Flaws and all.
Boom. I know this. Why are you laughing, Cedric?
You said you know this.
Yeah, I know this because I edited it exactly how I wanted it to go. Because in my head, when I saw it, I was like, "Oop, he's a crying groom. Got him. Viral video." You know what I mean? So, so I knew this right here.
You accepted my children in the same way you accepted me.
Yeah. See, go down focus because he's moving.
You came into my life when it was a not so great time.
So he's going out. He's moving with the Canon 5D Mark IV. I had to focus so tight on him when he moved. He went out of focus. So that's why I switched back a little bit.
Willing to work through the problems with me.
Yeah. See, got out of focus. And then he goes back in focus.
You've been through the storm with me.
See? So do you refocus during that time when you do see it coming out, or
only going out of focus because I'm in a low f-stop? Okay, if I was at a higher f-stop, he would not be going in and out of focus. So that is an error. That's not. I mean, that's not a good look. But the moment is so powerful that I didn't care. See, it's not acceptable because these guys are in focus. But he's moving around though, so I'm at a low f-stop. And the 5D Mark IV follows people, but that's why I cut to that. And if you see me, I'm tapping my screen for focus. I see what's going on.
Right.
And I'm tapping my screen. I'm like, oh, snap, he's out of focus. And I'll let it go because I know it's a powerful. Now, of course, if I show this on a professional videographer for them, they're like, oh, my God, it's terrible. Yeah, it is. It's not good. But the moment, to me, trumps anything, you know?
Right. It outweighs that.
Yeah, it outweighs like the 2 seconds is out of focus. Is it not good? No, it's not. And I'll be the first to admit that. I would get somebody on this. But you gotta understand what he's saying is so powerful. So then boom, I switch real quick.
With me. You got to meet my Superman.
Watch, boom. See, and he went back, and then I put the music. I had a track with the music. I put the music singing up when I edited this. See?
Mm-hmm.
See, he goes back. I switched to a second camera. Okay. He gives a tissue. Zooming in. I really don't like that. I shouldn't have zoomed in. I should switch back. I don't like zooming in like that. That's not, I mean, that's just me being like uber picky, like on my own work, like being super picky. See, you saw the little zooming thing I did?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, yeah. But the moment I would just like want to make sure he gets it and not in focus.
He told me that you would have won.
See,
but
he's in focus. See them laughing.
For him to put that stamp on it, I would be a new fool not to be standing here making you my wife. And the person I want.
And then I went to B-roll of them walking. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And then I went to them leaving.
Terry Michelle called.
When they leaving. See. So it's all about him. He's very happy to be married. Oh my God, the bride freaking loves this. And I didn't even deliver their whole wedding yet. Just the vows. Oh my God, she loves that. And then put my logo at the end. So what I'm saying, and then this is a viral video that was on the Shade Room. Got over 900,000 views. And I got like 2 weddings from that joint. So remember, it's not perfect. And I see so many flaws in that video with the focus, with me going in, with some other stuff. But the moment trumps it. Now, of course, you want your videos to be flawless. We all do. Trust me. But in the moment, you know what I mean? You know, I'll give that video a 7 out of 10, but the bride gives a 10 out of 10, and my wallet is a 10 out of 10 because 1 minute, you know what I mean? So I just want to say, other videographers will criticize you, and I get that, and I get it. They're absolutely right. I got another viral video, and it's on my viral videos. I see so many flaws in it, and it still gets comments where a rookie videographer, second shooter on it, and it was when Elder Barge came in, and I didn't know which side he's coming from. I didn't know whatever, and I mess up. She messes up one portion, and I was on the lights. I thought he's coming from one way, and sometimes a moment you just have to go for it and just like, you know what? I'll put this out here because are you going to sit on something? There's so many videographers and photographers that sit on stuff that they want to be perfect, but they can get them more business. I'm on the mindset. I'd rather have something that's a 7 and get me business. It's something that a 10 that gets me no business.
Right.
That's just me.
So,
you know, how
do you do like as far as like the sound, like with music in your videos? Like you just said, you just took stock music that wasn't even in the ceremony, but you added it to it.
Yeah, I added. So a few music sites you can go to buy. So here's the thing. So you can use, you shouldn't use, and I've done it before, copyrighted music, but Facebook and YouTube will block that. And you can't get monetization and your account be in jeopardy. So if you tell brides, you can use it, but it's at their own risk. Like this bride had to have a Beyonce song and another song on it. I didn't put it on my site. I just gave it to her. I'll change the music for my trailer purposes, okay? It's double work, but it's just, I can't do it. Now, have I done it in the past? Yes, but now when you upload copyrighted music to Facebook, it gives you a flag. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It gives you a flag. It does. So you buy the music, you put that in your package, and you just put that, you don't tell a customer that. But when you tell a customer, this is going forward, this is what we can use for your trailer, and this is the reason why. So Premium Beat, there's so many royalty sites that I have. I can send those to you later. Of how to buy them. You get them off YouTube. You can get them off of Music Bed. There's not a lot of black music per se that's good. I'll be honest with you, but I mean it is what it is. I mean you just tell people what it is, and then or use an instrumental like that's sped up. Like I've used instrumentals and for songs, and they haven't got flagged, but it's up to you. Try to use something, like with that video. Everybody asked me what song it was, and I was kind of answering it. They didn't know the song, I just found a perfect song, and then what other people use. So they all get a song from the same places. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I had the music and the soundtrack, and I just faded it up at the time because the moment was right there. When he paused, I just faded the music up, and it was an instrumental. So it's something that we call. Sky taught me. It's called. You have an instrumental track and then a vocal track, right? You have two tracks. And then when the people are talking, you fade to the instrumental. When they stop talking, you fade to the vocal. It's like two tracks.
Right.
That you use. But they had to match up there to be exactly the same. That's two purchases you make. It just makes it like, I'm just showing you little things that make your videos like better, But don't worry, they're not perfect. That's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't put it out. It's not perfect. I mean, I've been doing this 7 years, and you see I'm still making mistakes, with stuff, and it's not perfect, but it gets you views. Now, I have some videos that are damn good that don't even get a whole bunch of views. You know what I mean?
Right.
And other stuff, but it's just, it's what people want to see moments, man. Crying, other stuff, that, and, surprises. So, but they all start the same way, and the quality, and it just depends. And then you got to do the post-production with the coloring and a look that you want, kind of like it's like going in Lightroom, going in Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere has some good things, good color correction tools that you'll use, that you'll get in there. So I think with Adobe Premiere, you'll be good. And it's really building a sequence. And when I say building a sequence, listening for stuff. Like when I'm at a wedding filming, I'll listen for stuff. I'm like, okay, I can use that in the wedding. And I know exactly when I'll say, okay, file number, and I'll write in my notes on my phone. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll listen to stuff, and I'll have it in my notes. So when I go to edit room, I'm like, okay, use this. Or if I'm giving it to somebody else to edit, I'll say, use that. So I'll know. Instead of coming back 4 weeks later, it's like, what did they say? I got to listen to all this stuff. And I never listen to stuff full. Like, I kind of just scrub through it in Premiere. And there's a place I just go through it real quick in Premiere to make sure that I listen to it. So let me show you one of my timelines. And then I want to show you one of my timelines of a finished wedding. It would be August 1st. Let me show you a Premiere timeline so you can see exactly how it is and how it goes. Would that be helpful, kind of?
Yes, sir. And you showing me, and this is Premiere?
Yes.
Okay.
Show you Premiere timeline. So this is the edit I did at Premiere, 2017. I did like 3 versions because this lady worked at the channel. She's pretty picky. So I just had her sit with me. So I started off with a drone, and you see the tracks here, and then the tracks down there. That's just audio track. This one we use a Beyonce. So I started with the drone shot, right?
And the way that you love me so much, even
and the name of the place. That's just established.
when I don't deserve it. I promise to always believe in you, to be your biggest fan.
Okay. It's playing kind of jumpy, but
to be understanding.
All right, so it's kind of jumpy playing. and then I go here. She's picking up audio from his mic. You know, bride and grooms are standing close, so they're picking up audio from here. But see how clean that looks?
Present.
You know, it was during golden hours. It was good. Then I go, you know, the usual window light shot. You know, everybody does. You know, got him going, and then you just see different things right here with B-roll. Okay.
Right.
On things. So you see, I have her talking, and B-roll, I have her talking again, and then I have her reaction shot. My other camera person's right here. You don't really pay attention to her, but she's right there. So, and I use different camera people.
And make macaroni and cheese and grilled barbecue chicken together.
So anything that's funny, he was extra to group, so I knew their vowels would be extra. So I knew that I had to use it. You know, the speeches were great. Then I got a moment with the mom crying when she put on her dress. Look at that moment right there. See, I got a moment right there with her crying.
Ugly cry.
Huh?
The ugly cry.
Yeah. So I got that. She loves a guy with her dad walking down. Got him. Look. He's wiping his eyes. Look. Stay strong. Yeah. So I got a whole bunch of cell phone shot. See, this is this. I don't got no focus issues on this video. This joint is clean as I don't know what. You know what I mean? It's just clean. And I go there and then jump the broom. And then
what aperture are you shooting with now?
I can't remember. You can't really see that on video. I can't remember ISO. It was outdoors too. Remember the other video I showed you were indoors. You know what I mean?
Right.
The other ones were indoors. But yeah. So watch. That's him. You know what I mean? He's got loud because I mic'd him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Extra. So I knew the groom would give me like whatever I wanted. So you gotta know your clients too. If the groom is quiet, he's not gonna give it to you. But if he wants to be on camera, this guy wants to be on camera. He was like, I'm paying.
You ready, Mace?
And then they wanted the song.
Yeah, what you know about going out, head west, rednecks, TVs, all up in the headrest, try and live it up.
You see how quick the cuts are? Cut, boom, 2, 3, 4, cut, now, boom. See, 3, 4, 5.
With the beat too.
6, boom, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, boom. Okay, yeah, exactly. You see how because I know my cuts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know my cuts. And I'm going here, and I'm doing, like, I got the shot, them looking.
They want to be me, and they talking shit, they ought to quit.
Now, I wouldn't put this publicly, just because this is not the song I want to have out there. But I'll change the song, but I may have to change some of the timing on the video. So I'll just redo it. But she's happy, and that's all I care about right now. And then only reception speech, that's a plan. I put her in there. You know, like political things. The planner is her good friend, so I just put her in the video. Like, you got to put people in the videos. Like, it's like when back in the day, you used to watch music videos, and you used to see shots of Puff Daddy in the video, stuff like that. He may not, well, he was all in the video, but like you see them, maybe Dame Dash or somebody like that. You know what I mean? You just put a little cameo in there, and they're like, oh, I'm in the video. You know? So, you know what I mean? So it's just, you got to get the people that are important to them in the video. Like for them, the plan was her homegirl. She's good, and she has really good weddings. And basically, she's the reason I got that wedding. So I'm going to put her in the video. You know what I mean? Right. And if the planner is not her homegirl, I would never put her in the video. You know what I mean? Exactly. No relationship. So I know the grandmother's in there. Put the grandmother in the video. Even if she's just looking and smiling. Even if the grandmother, you know what I mean? Or doing
like what's important to your bride.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll tell you, trust me. If somebody's not in the video or too much, like the bride told me, I got to go and I got to cut somebody out. So I'm going to show you real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to show you a video that I did that I'm going to have to cut out a guy, because he was in there too much. And actually, I don't think it's in Premiere. I think it's on another hard drive. But I just got to finish it. And I'm just going to cut him out a little bit, and it's just everything else is fine. It's just the dancing part. He's in there a lot. And I didn't realize it. But she realized it, and she just don't want him in there as much. So yeah, man. I mean, but that's true, right? If somebody's paying for something, they're gonna tell you what they want, right?
Exactly.
Video. Like I had one time where I had a lady last year. There was some guy that was in fatigues, and he was like, "Who is this person? I don't even know. He was on the dance floor in my wedding. I don't even know who he was. Cut him out." I was like, "Oh, okay." Or she didn't like her dessert table and her cake. She said her cake was a fail. I don't want the cake in my video. So people will tell you what they want and what they don't want.
Right.
They feel like a portion of because right, everybody has a wedding, right? And they want to look good, okay? In pictures and photos. If their cake was a fail, you think they want it in the video? No. But they have to tell me that.
Exactly.
A lot of times they don't tell me that. You just do a revision. So real quick, I want to tell you about the revision process. So you do a trailer, and in your contract, you put two revisions. After 2 revisions, it's more money, okay? Never do like 5 revisions. So the lady I did on 4 revisions, she paid me for that. $75 or $150 an hour. So I sat with her for 2 hours. She paid me extra $300 for those revisions. You know?
Right.
Revisions are fine. Like, I'll give you 1 draft, and if I mess something up and I say something, I just say, I'm clear, I'll give you another draft. Now, there's been times where I may mess up on a second, and I'm not like a stickler for it but somebody trying to take advantage of me, and people know. Like, oh, I forgot to tell you this. Can you just change it? Is that going to be $150 for that? I may not do that because I want to keep a client. I mean, it's business now. But
right.
People have an overhaul, and I will, if they're local weddings, what I do, especially like that lady, because she works for a TV station, so I know she doesn't know editing, but she knew what she wanted. She wasn't, and she was like, "Am I your pickiest bride?" I said, "No, I had pickier," but at least she knew what she wanted. Other people really don't, so I'll sit with them, and I'll sit with them right there and edit them. I said, "This is how much it'll cost for me to sit down with you, either on Zoom or over the phone." And if they really want it done, they're gonna sit with you and pay you.
Right.
But I put that to them up front, okay? Okay. So 2 revisions is what I give. Some people do 3, but sometimes when I get 3, people take advantage of that. So I've only done, I put it down to 2, okay? And then if they want another revision, it's $150 an hour, a minimum of an hour. Even if it takes me 5 minutes to do, I still got to export it, do whatever, a minimum, so that knows they in the hole for $150, you know?
Right.
So if I'm there for 2 hours, if I'm there for 2 hours and 15 minutes, I'm not going to, I'm real easy because you need a good wedding wire review or whatever you get for reviews. You don't want to piss people off, but then you want to tell them, I can't just hit them with a $300 bill. That'll be this. And then one more thing we'll go is raw footage. I do give raw footage if they want. I charge for that. You can charge anywhere from $400 to $600. Just depends on the hard drive cost. Some people don't give away raw footage. I don't care. I price all the time to want raw footage. Here's the thing. With video, the same with photography. How you upsell albums, you can upsell products, okay? You can upsell, okay, you want a DVD? And that's more money because it costs me more to do a DVD. You want a flash drive? I give that with my packages. But if you want DVDs now, I charge more for that.
Right.
Like I'm doing a birthday party. This lady, grandmother's birthday party, 70th birthday party, she wants a DVD. I'm going to charge more for that because it's just the fact that I got to go through more to get it done. But yeah, you want to charge for, like I said, it's up to you. I don't mind giving raw footage. Are people going to go and edit something? I really doubt it. I've never had that issue. But if they do, God bless them. And my name's not on it, so I don't care.
Right.
And I got money. So I got paid for it for something that's just sitting on my hard drive,
Exactly.
So I would be out of money if I didn't. So, all right, man. So let's get on the calendar. Let's get another call. I like to schedule. I'm going to stop the recording.